In this video, there is a cat, 2 cats, and a 2CV. It is day 5, I think, of the adventure. I've just got the first video finished. Clearly my 2CV smells very interesting indeed. Both these cats are taking a keen interest. What do you reckon? Oh, a bit scary. Camera shy cats. Don't tell George, by the way. He'll be most upset that other cats are starring in my videos. But yeah, we just checked the tyre pressures. Both the front tyre pressures were a bit low, so I wonder if something hasn't quite sealed there. I'll have a quick check of the oil. She's only just stopped running, but that looks pretty good. I will do a wipe and double check. Didn't lift the bonnet at all for 2 days. It's been quite extraordinary. Although, to be fair, on one of those days she didn't move it at all. I'm going to reset the ignition timing again and probably knock it back a tuff, just to see if that stops the pinking. We've just gone round with the carb cleaner, can't detect an induction leak at all. Yeah, it must be a timing thing. All of it strange. Or it could be a jetting thing, and it could be that she's actually running a bit too weak. One thing to try might be, if she does it again, even with the ignition timing retarded, is to pull the choke out and enrichen the mixture and see if that does anything. But for now, it's fan off again. Better make sure I refit it properly this time. Oh, she's back together, so next time we go out on a long run, be able to see how she's doing. She seems to be running sweetly. Oil had dropped to about half after a couple of 100 miles. So I've just topped that up as well. Not that unusual after a big oil change, and I do think she burns some oil on these pistons and barrels as well. But yeah, we shall say she is now set fair. Well, we've done the soapy water trick, but we're not seeing any bubbling anywhere, so I'll just have to keep an eye on the tyre pressures. All a bit peculiar. More motorway today then. We're back on the road. We're heading to Amsterdam. Going to stop outside Amsterdam tonight and explore tomorrow. My friends tell me not to drive there, but how am I meant to have an adventure with Elly if I catch the train? Well, this is a bit annoying. This seems to happen quite frequently in the Netherlands. The roads seem to just clog up and everything stops. This has happened several times, even over the weekend. So, yeah, all a bit frustrating really. If I wanted traffic jams, I would have stayed in the UK. We're just at some services on the A4 motorway, making our way up to Amsterdam, and just having a bit of a rest. I was feeling a bit knackered, to be honest, and yeah, thought I'd better stop. And now I can see oil drippage, and now I'm wondering if it's Elly's oil drippage. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that's Elly's drippage. Oh, I wonder where that's coming from. Somewhere on the front of the engine, I'd suggest. Great. A lot of old cars drop oil. A lot of new cars drop oil apparently. Look, there's oil everywhere. I haven't parked there, that's not my puddle. I'm going to jump back in Elly because it's just started raining. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a bit of a chat about this video. I'm absolutely shattered, and I'm pretty sure some of the problem, I'm just going to put you in the holder, is that I'm constantly having to think about what I'm going to say to you. So as the journeying here in the Netherlands in particular, especially on the motorways, is quite boring. I'll just shut the window. I might not film much more of me actually travelling until things get a bit more interesting, because yeah, trying to decide as you drive along what's interesting, what's not, very, very difficult. This seat is still horrifically squeaky. But yeah, I've just stopped at a Shell garage for a hot dog and a smoothie. So I'm feeling a bit perked up now, so I can continue my way to Amsterdam. But I know some people get really angry if I use this view that I'm speaking to you now on. Hopefully they're less angry when I'm not actually moving, seeing as the only view is of some grass and a tree ahead of me. So much of this is driven by necessity. I don't have multiple cameras. I've got my DSLR, which I'm not going to leave connected up to the car the whole time I'm driving around, because I'll have to keep removing it and putting it back on, and it's a serious faff. I mean, if I'm leaving the car parked up, I don't want to leave a DSLR sitting on view in it, whereas the mobile phone can quickly go in this holder. It all works really well. So I'm sorry, but the production values on Hubnut have never been vastly superior. That's not what Hubnut's about. It's about trying to capture the moment, and which is why I tend to use mobile phones and just use the posh camera for the road test when there's a bit more time and planning, of which I've done several lately. I've done 4 on this trip so far. Maybe that's another reason I'm knackered, having to think of words while I drive around in cars on foreign lands. It's all very exciting. But yeah, there you go, it's just some random thoughts. Yeah, hopefully the next bit of footage will be of Amsterdam. I've been warned not really to drive there, as I think I've already said, but don't have any choice really. I've got to take Ellie in just for the novelty, just as I had to drive Tuk through London just for the novelty. There wasn't really any point in driving Tuk straight through the middle of London, but sometimes you have to do these things and question why later. Yeah, I'm going to push on. I can see the traffic is struggling. It's now getting on for 6 o'clock in the evening, so I'm starting to very much hit the Dutch rush hour. But yeah, I'm just going to keep pushing on. I'll get to my accommodation soon, which is apparently a horse stable, and the photos show some straw bales with a mattress kind of hurled on top, but it is cheap, so that's good. Can't afford to spend big every night. Anyway, I'm going to push on. There's messages coming in I need to deal with. First part's gone live. There's comments I'm trying to catch up with, because yeah, I'm very glad of those comments. I was having a bit of a rough old day, just because I'm feeling tired, and you put the video out and I don't think the video is quite as good as I hoped it would be. So to have comments saying this is great and lots of love for it, yeah, thank you. It does mean a lot when you're feeling a bit gloomy and exhausted. So yeah, we shall do Amsterdam tomorrow. I think we're going to do Deventer on Wednesday, and gradually make our way back down to Eindhoven. At the moment I'm going up the country, having gone up and down the A4 here behind me. This is my 5th time going up it, I think, because I went down to do a Talbot, back up to the Rijksmuseum, then back down again to my friends, and now I'm coming up again. So yeah, is that 5? Probably. So yeah, I've seen a lot of that road. Oh, it looks like it might be picking up. I think it might be time to crack on. I'm just going to top up my fluids, always important before I continue. Annoyingly, I forgot to fill my water bottle, but I've got a new water bottle, so I'll fill that one in future, try and save money that way as well, and wastage. And yeah, cheers. So if it looks like I'm behind bars tonight, that's because I'm literally sleeping in a stable. Accommodation is minimal, but so is the asking price. I've got a sack curtain, see straight over the top, so if anyone else is staying here I'll be able to hear them breathing. Ellie is outside. There are horses and a trampoline. That's not very good. Oh, excuse me, I got a dog in the face. I wasn't expecting a dog in the face. You're a well-behaved dog. You should be the other side of the wire. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not really sure where this is coming from, but it's rather too much for comfort, that's for sure. I may have to investigate. Well, welcome to day 6, and It's a bit sleepy at the campsite, so I'm keeping my voice down a bit, but yeah, feeling a bit rough. We had a very late night chatting in that wigwam with a fire going, and yeah, the Dutch campsite owner, his Canadian relatives, and a girl from New Jersey, talking about pretty much all the usual stuff random people talk about when they're together. We somehow survived talking about religion from several different aspects. It was just an amazing evening. Couldn't have predicted that when I booked my £22 Airbnb. It was, yeah, remarkable. But unfortunately, this little 2CV has marked her territory. I need to find out what that is. So I'm very quietly going to do some tinkering. Well, the good news is it doesn't appear to be coming from the cylinder head oil feed. But yeah, I really can't see. I'm going to have to get the wing off and perhaps the cowling. It could be the push rod tubes, could be the push rods themselves. Well, not the push rods, yeah, the tube seals or the tubes. Yeah, it's early. My brain is not yet working. I have a doggy supervisor. I think push rod tubes are the culprit again. So possibly a bit of seepage down from the breather stroke filler as well. So as long as it isn't oil cooler or oil feed to the head, which is bone dry, then yeah, I'm happy. Incidentally, yes, we did cut the cowling bodge. Right, go back together again. We're just going to have to monitor that and see if it gets any worse. I suspect what's happening is it's building up and then dripping when you stop, so it looks worse than it is. But I thought I'd consult the map to show you what we've done so far. So here's Aberystwyth in mid Wales. We came up here and along here down to Cambridge, where we visited Cambridge 2CV, and then I actually bypassed the main roads and ended up down at Harwich, where we got the ferry to Hoek van Holland. And then I came down south a bit, went up a bit because the Loman Museum is at The Hague, and then went down and stayed with a friend somewhere around here, and then came up to Amsterdam. And after that, I'm not entirely sure. I think probably aim for Deventer. But it's Tuesday today. I was kind of planning to be there for Wednesday, but if I go and stop somewhere near there Tuesday night, that'll be good. And Zutphen is where Burton 2CV is. Go and pay them a visit, and then work our way down to Eindhoven for the Rijksmuseum. And I'll have to change pages, because once we're done up here, we then need to get somewhere around here. I think La Ferté Bernard. We're not going to go in there. We want La Ferté Vidam, which is somewhere in this area, I think. But we will look at a proper sat-nav. So that's the week ahead. Oh, once we're done at the Zutphen meet, we're then going to get to Croatia. I mean, there's Slovenia, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure of route yet. The natural route is straight across through Switzerland, maybe visit Liechtenstein, into Austria and Slovenia that way. And then I'm wondering about heading up to Prague on the way back to do a bit of a loop. But yeah, as usual, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have finally found something as bouncy as my 2CV. Right, time to get underway. Another fine morning. Well, I just want to address one comment. I had a comment from someone saying they would never own a 2CV because they look so unreliable. Firstly, 2CVs are not unreliable. Perhaps they're only unreliable if they've been built by me. I think, you know, that's the cross Elly has to bear, is that I put it together and I'm not very good at building engines, because, you know, you need a bit of patience and care. And yeah, not really what I do. But off we go. see what Amsterdam has to offer. Amsterdam achieved. I can't give you much of a tour because this is also my satellite navigation device. But yeah, here we are, fairly near the centre. See if we can find a scenic spot. Not sure how possible that's going to be. Certainly some impressive buildings here. It's very busy here in the centre of Amsterdam. I'm not sure we're going to linger, to be honest. Maybe we shall continue driving instead and get out of here. Yeah, it's looking very Dutch now. I've managed to find the folksy canal bit I was after, but by heck is it not moving very well. And if I could find some parking, I would park. I don't think that really counts. Well, I managed to find a parking spot with the bicycles. Now I just need to see if I can find somewhere to actually pay. That's certainly looking definitely officially Dutch. Oh yeah. Well done, Elly. Well, I think I just paid for parking. We'll find out if it gets towed away, I guess. All good fun. But yes, here she is. And I think first step might be to go over there, because I think I'll get a nice photo from the other side of the river, or canal. As we sneak past a V70 and an 850, that is the money shot right there. That's a money shot that has cost me 15 euros to park Elly there for 2 hours. But I haven't had breakfast yet, and it's kind of 11 o'clock, so I think it's time for an early lunch. I'm going to give the avocado show a miss because it looks closed. But yeah, there's the tram, lovely old buildings. You can see what Amsterdam has to offer. That is the start of the museum quarter. So I might have to go and have a mooch through there. Mightily impressive buildings. I'm just doing a lap of one of the bigger canals. Lots of boats on the water, but lots of traffic here as well. Is that a Kia Stinger? Wow. So yeah, just going to have a closer look. That's some next level busking right there. Rijksmuseum. I understand there's some Rembrandts and some Van Goghs in there or something like that, but I'm afraid I'm not really an arty person. so I shall walk on by. But man, what a space! It is so nice to be out of the car. I've basically been driving for several days because even on the day Ellie didn't move, I was busy driving other cars. So, yeah. Oh wow. People playing in the fountains. For me, I think a lot of the joy of visiting a city is the amount of stuff you can do for free. I'm just walking through the garden of the Rijksmuseum, and yeah, you get to appreciate the lovely building. There's a nice ambience in here. We're just getting near that busy main road again. Yeah, it's just really, really pleasant just to amble about and do really very, very little. Just gently absorb what's going on. Too much time in a city drives me absolutely up the wall, but to just visit, I just enjoy the hustle, the bustle, the constant soundtrack, the sights and sounds of people enjoying themselves. It's yeah, all really rather lovely. But yeah, I'm going to go and have a bit of a mooch around. I might try and find another quiet canal side spot. I'm back here again. I think I'm forced to conclude that I haven't really got time today to do Amsterdam justice. Well into the second hour of parking, so I've had some great recommendations of places to go, but yeah, ultimately I have not got time today. Yeah, Apes are everywhere. As are Citroen DS's. I'm annoyed I haven't seen one with a camera. Yeah, a camera. Sorry, I'm wandering around trying to work out exactly where I am, and more importantly, where Ellie is. But if I keep walking along canals, I'm bound to find her eventually, aren't I?
We hang a wheel.
Must probably get some lunch as well. Well, there's a classic I have managed to spot. Very nice Jaguar XJ6. I'm looking about on the river going on. Am I down this one? I can't remember. Ellie, where are you? It's all very lovely, but I can't seem to find my way back to Ellie at the moment. Oops. Ah, there she is. Excellent. Not lost after all. Well, I think we're done with Amsterdam, so we shall beat a hasty retreat and head towards Deventer, where we should find a campsite for the night. We are entirely stuck at the moment. There's someone in a cherry picker doing something with lamps along here, and yeah, people are starting to get a little impatient because there is no other way out. This is the only way we can go. Slightly frustrating. Well, we've just stopped for a break. I think we're on the A1 motorway at the moment. It's quite peaceful, lovely tranquil railway behind us and the motorway just over there. She is still dropping oil, but she's not using oil. So I think it is just building up on the underside as I drive along, and then once I stop, drop. She doesn't keep dropping, so so I'm just going to have to file it under all right. Front end is feeling a bit clunky today. I really do think I need to give this old girl a proper mechanical overhaul at some point, or maybe get someone to give her a mechanical overhaul that knows what they're doing. Maybe one day. Not yet though, Ellie. We must push on. Again, I'm feeling quite tired today. I don't think last night's late night chatter in a wigwam has particularly helped with the whole needing to sleep. I keep waking up quite early because it gets sunny quite early. Very glad of the sunshade once again because I'm not wearing sun cream. I did see my hat go flying at some point. I hope it's still in the car. I don't think it kind of flown out, but I'm going to go and have a quick look for it because I are concerned of somewhere in the Netherlands. It's okay, I found it, but as the only food option here seems to be a fish restaurant or a Burger King, and they're the other side of the motorway, I think we'll just push on a bit more. Interesting, the services with no petrol, it seems. We could do with some. I'm not desperate yet, but yeah, we shall push on. What a lovely day. And here we go. This is the European city of, and the Dutch city indeed, of Deventer. And, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to having an explore here. Right, but first, we must pitch. So let's go and do that. Really weird, we're sort of driving in a park to get to the camping. A big old truck over there. It's like a Magirus dirt. Don't get in the way of the cyclists. Yeah, this campsite will do, I think. Appears to be some sort of enormous DAF 4x4 there. I bet that's not very amatic. That has to rank as the most remarkable spot of the holiday. It's an old Commer fire engine, by the look of it. On Dutch plates, left-hand drive. Quite astonishing. So that's part of the Roots group. Very unusual looking wagons. I remember them very well from my childhood. And if we move along a bit, obviously plenty of Twingos here. But the first 2CV I've actually managed to capture on camera properly. It's quite nice to see. Looks just like a normal sort of everyday Charleston. Oh. But yes, there is Deventer in the distance. This is merely the car park, and I'm just having a nose about. I should be having a sit down, but I can just see a Jetta, so we'll go and have a nose at that, and then I'll go and have a sit down. Oh, that looks like it hasn't moved for a while. Mark II Jetta Pacific. That looks a little bit sad. Wow, certainly smells like a Volkswagen. Smells just like a Golf, in fact. Yes, quite randomly, in this park, it is indeed a Magirus Dirt. I'm probably pronouncing that entirely wrong. Famous for being air cooled. Are they German? I'm not sure. It sounds quite German, doesn't it? And clearly ex-fire service as well. There you go. Come to Deventer and see all the classic historic fire engines just randomly about the place. That is a fascinating sight. Well, frankly, this is just getting silly now. It's a Peugeot 604 GTI with roof box with tricolor. Anyway, I must go and find my dinner, so I'm going to go and do that. I will not bother you with the business of dinner. Oh yeah, this is a bit of alright. I wish I brought a microphone with me, as a Hubnut fan who just said hello, who cycles off into the distance. That's two Hubnut fans I've met today. Well, one was an Englishman in Amsterdam. It's been quite strange really, but anyway, I need to go and find food. But this is gorgeous. This feels so relaxing after the bedlam of Amsterdam. And the buildings are incredible. There's a big cathedral here as well. Mr. Bicyclist. Welcome to day 7 of the journey, and we're just on an industrial estate in Zutphen, and I think we probably want to go that way. We don't think we want to go to the Subaru specialist. What I'm hoping to find is a 2CV specialist. Looks likely. Yes, indeed. Wow. It's my first visit, as you can see, to the Burton car company. And very much 2CV specialists. Elly has their 652 kit, and also their exhaust clamps and their dampers. They make so much stuff for the 2CV, but Elly's not well. I'm a bit worried about some front end clonking, and she's got the oil leak, so I'm going to see what they can do. I've had a fascinating tour of Burton 2CV, which is really interesting. There's a lot going on, but we won't be showing you all of that, I'm afraid. But as you can see, Elly is in the workshop. Kingpins are not in great condition, but they haven't got replacement arms. The problem is the arm wears, so the pin wears a hole in the arm, and the new pin just falls straight through. Not good. So that's something I'm going to have to address when I get back to the UK. But there was a bit of play in one of the track rod ends, and the chap's just adjusting that play out, so might get rid of some of the clonk I've been experiencing, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's quite interesting to visit the place. But it does so much for these cars, and yeah, the dampers and the exhaust clamps and the 652 conversion. Yeah, brilliant stuff. So hopefully she'll be a bit better after all this. Good music, good display. Venetian blinds, posh. We'll leave Whitney Houston singing away in there. Done some shopping. So I finally have a replacement fan, and also some goodies for a friend. So all good, time to go. So there we go, a successful mission. It is now chucking down with rain. I'm really regretting wearing shorts, but we shall continue. Yeah, try and find my B&B for the night. I have just driven into this car park because there's a Land Rover there and a Barkas, which is an amazing sight. I hope it's a 2-stroke one. Magnificent. And also a W123 Mercedes here, so this is definitely a car park of win. Interestingly, it's a right-hand drive county. I used to have a 90 just like it. Right, Elly, let's actually wrap this one up here because yeah, what a lovely sight. Yeah, I'm heading to my B&B. I'm having a couple of days off, so the next update might be a while away. But yeah, it's been an interesting adventure so far. I hope you've been interested. But yeah, I shall just say thank you very much for watching. don't forget to subscribe before you go. There will be obviously more adventures. We've still got an awful long way to go. We're currently getting on for about 650 miles covered so far, and yeah, many more next week. Gonna have an easy few days before the Hubnut Social at Rijksmuseum in Eindhoven on Sunday, and then we'll start making our way to France, which will be marvellous. So yeah, thanks for staying with me, and I'll see you in a future video. Farewell.